How does the means test work? Chapter 7 Bankruptcy. Thinking about Chapter 7 Bankruptcy, there's one big step you need to go through first, the Bankruptcy Means Test. And if you don't understand how it works, you might be in for a surprise. The means test is the first step in determining whether you may qualify for Chapter 7. And it's not just about how much you make, it's about how your income compares to others in your state. Today, we're going to break it down in a simple way so you know exactly what to expect. Also, if you want a quick free estimate whether you may qualify, we have a free means test calculator linked in the description below. It takes just a couple minutes and may help give you some clarity. And before we get started, this video is just for informational purposes only and is not legal or financial advice. What is the means test and why does it matter? All right, so what exactly is the means test? It's a form that helps determine if someone's income is low enough to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Basically, it looks at your income over the past 6 months and compares it to the median income in your state for a household of the same size. If your income is below the state median, then you may qualify for Chapter 7 without any additional steps. But if it's above the median, things get a little bit more complicated. In that case, the test takes a deeper look at your expenses to determine whether you have any disposable income left after paying for necessary living costs. If your disposable income is low enough, you may still qualify. If it's too high, you may have to explore other options like Chapter 13 bankruptcy. That's why understanding how this test works is so important, because passing or not passing the first part of the means test does not necessarily mean the end of the road. There may still be options available. Step 1, calculating your income. The first part of the means test is figuring out your current monthly income. But here's where it gets tricky. It doesn't just look at your most recent paycheck. Instead, it considers an average of the last 6 months of income before filing. That 6-month total is divided by 6 to find your monthly average, which is then multiplied by 12 to get your estimated annual income. For example, if you're filing in July, the means test looks at your income from January through June. So, if you had a big paycheck or one-time bonus in that time frame, it could raise your average income and impact the results. And something a lot of people do not realize, the means test considers household income, not just your personal income. That means if you are married, your spouse's income may be included in the calculation, even if they are not filing with you. This part of the means test is just about income though. It does not consider expenses yet. That comes next. Step 2, comparing to the state median income. Once your income is calculated, the next step is comparing it to the median income in your state for a household of your size. These income limits are based on Census Bureau data and are updated periodically. So let's say the median income for a household of 2 in your state is $60,000. If your calculated annual income is below that, you may qualify for Chapter 7 automatically. But if it's above that number, you move on to the next part of the test. One thing to keep in mind, these median income limits vary by state and household size. That's why it's a good idea to check the latest numbers or use a calculator to estimate where you stand. Step 3, factoring in necessary expenses. If your income is above the median, that does not automatically mean you will not qualify. The next step is subtracting necessary expenses to see if you still have disposable income left over. Now, not every expense can be deducted. The means test allows for certain living expenses such as rent or mortgage payments, utilities, food, medical costs, insurance, and even some secured debt payments like a car loan. However, some expenses are based on IRS standards rather than your actual spending. So even if your rent is high, for example, the test may only allow a certain amount as a deduction. After all of the allowed expenses are subtracted, whatever is left is considered disposable income. If that number is low enough, you may still qualify for Chapter 7, but if it's too high, you may need to look at other debt relief options. Step 4, what if you do not pass? If the means test shows that you have too much disposable income, Chapter 7 might not be an option, but that does not mean you're out of choices. Some people in this situation look at Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which involves a repayment of 3 to 5 years. Others explore alternatives like debt settlement or restructuring their finances to reduce their payments. This is why it's important to look at all options. If your income is close to the median, small changes in timing or expenses could impact your results. And if you want to estimate where you stand, the free means test calculator in the description may be a helpful tool. Common mistakes and misconceptions. Before we wrap up, let's go over a few common mistakes people make with the means test. One mistake is assuming only taxable income counts. The test includes all income sources, wages, self-employment earnings, rental income, unemployment benefits, and financial contributions from household members, even if they are not taxable. Another misconception is that failing the first part of the means test means that you cannot file. If your income is above the median, it just means you need to go through the second part of the test, which may still show you qualify based on necessary expenses. And finally, a lot of people do not realize how much timing can matter. If you recently had a drop of income, waiting a couple months before filing may make a difference in those calculations. What to do next? So now that you understand how the means test works, what should you do next? First, if you're exploring options, it may be a good idea to check your estimated numbers. The free means test calculator in the description can help give you a clearer picture based on income and household size. Second, if your income is close to the median, reviewing expenses may still be important. Some necessary expenses may help lower disposable income, so understanding what's allowed may be useful. And finally, if Chapter 7 is not an option, other debt relief strategies may still help you manage your financial situation. Looking at all available options may help in making an informed decision. If you're wondering how the means test may apply to you, do not wait. Use the free calculator in the description now. It only takes a couple of minutes and may give you a better idea on what to expect. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights on managing debt and personal finances. I will see you in the next video.